Wait a second. You want some brekkie? There you go. Yeah. Morning, boys and girls of the internet. We got to go pick one up. Hey, you're in my shot. Get in your seat. Get in your seat. We got to go pick one up, and I think you're going to like it. So we're on the way to pick up this car. And let me tell you, if you ever want to see a maniac, give Dad a car trailer. I don't know what happens when you give that man a car trailer. Something just kind of snaps inside his brain, and then he is whipping that thing around. So we just played catch up for the last 4 miles. Well, we survived and Dad survived and we all made it in one piece. So now we've got to move this farm-all because it's in the way of this garage door, which is holding our prize. Factory AC car.
Oh, and I'm gonna set these tools and stuff up back here on the back.
Just set them down there in the floor.
Okay.
Do we have all the glass and
I
stuff?
think he's got everything for it.
Well, in glass, back glass,
Yeah.
in the drum back.
Then
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I fixed it. I thought you told me you had everything for it.
And there's a grill.
Yeah.
So everything is here.
Yeah. Just have to finish putting it together.
Well, not brand.
Yeah, you-
I took off and sent off
Yeah.
and had
I thought that's what you said. Like international or something, ain't it?
All right, let's dig it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blockbuster video. Wow, what a difference.
Okay.
And then I noticed that we had a friend in here at one point. I don't want to meet the friend. Focus on the task at hand. Get the car out.
Stick it in that little old strap.
But it's got it's like a VH4D
Yeah.
4-cylinder. This one just says Catalyte, Mankato, Minnesota. Lights and power plants. And a skill saw. I think that's the first gas one I've seen made by skill saw.
2 boxes on this side of something.
All 4 tires took and held air.
Yeah, I knew we was talking about it. You bought this thing from a
All
while.
4. And then there's a little bit of stuff underneath it. There's a floor jack. There's a whole floor jack. About ready to get it out.
Wheels are rusted. Yeah. 14s.
You need a phone.
30 minutes later, whoa, about to drop it. Got that wheel freed up. I was trying to be ginger on the passenger side with it, and it took way too long. So when it came to the driver's side, layered it down in WD-40 and coil, took a big hammer, beat the snot out of it, and it spins. We have one on the rear that's not spinning. I'm half tempted just to go ahead and pull it out with that one dragging, and it'll just work itself loose. This was supposed to be in and out. It never works that way. It's never supposed to. It's a hot one. Had to stop again. Couldn't get this driver rear to free up.
Yeah.
Took it off
I'll
and
put that wheel back on her so.
beat on it a little bit. Some WD-40. This one's free, so the wheel can go back on, and this thing can get out there to the road where we'll put it on the trailer behind the Jeep. I'm gonna tow it home with the Jeep because Dad already had it hooked up this morning, or we would have used the Dirty Dodge, but it's okay. The Jeep's a V8, it'll be fine. Let's get on the road. Well, first, Dad's got to go in here and find all the parts for it. The back seats, the bumpers, the glass, all that stuff. There are new bumpers in the car, I think, or they might be in the truck. We've got tons of trim parts, stuff galore. Okay. It's out, it's on the trailer, tires have air. Most of the parts are in it or on it, or in the back of the Dirty Dodge. Owen was nice enough to let me come inside and wash my paws off and get a cold glass of water. This is my third glass of water. I gotta slow down. It's too hot to be drinking that much water. You know, it can make you sick. Who'd have thought? Anyway. Cheers. Maverick's on the trailer, parts are in the truck. Let's get home. I'm gonna give the rest of this to Charlie. He had some water earlier, but I know he's not gonna turn down more. He's been chilling in the air conditioning like a spoiled little turd. Spoiled little turd. And back here are the new bumpers. So it's actually the original bumper, but they were sent off and re-chromed. And then here's the fender we're missing. I think we're still missing some other pieces, but supposedly a bunch of stuff is in the trunk. No, don't eat the cup. Don't eat the cup. Don't eat the cup, Charlie. Nah, don't eat the cup. There she goes. That's a pretty cool unit. Made it back to the shop. We're gonna pop the trunk for the first time and watch that snake run out.
Okay.
Oh, had some mice in it. Oh,
That scared the hell out of me when you did it. Sorry about cussing on there.
there's the spoiler.
Originals. 71.
1971.
So we don't have to hunt one for the front.
Nope.
There's the hood.
Yeah, there's our hood brackets.
And the bumper bracket.
Oh, wipers,
Yeah.
turn signal lens, turn signal buckets,
This is bumper brackets.
bumper brackets, spare tire.
Could be winner here.
We've got all the chrome for the front windshield. Here is the, that's like a, it's like a door hinge bracket. I don't know. But it's there. Oh, there's the glass.
Yeah.
We needed the quarter glasses. Those bolt in.
It's got 2 grills.
Okay.
Yeah. He got the original one and one he bought.
Well, we need to put the windows and stuff back in it.
Yeah.
And then you get the fender put back on.
And clean it up inside.
What do you do first, though? Just see if it runs?
I think so. I think that's the first thing is to see if it runs.
Where's the fuel tank on
Where
these?
the gas cap is. We're so cool.
Yep.
Look at that. Man. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Let's see if it passes the smell test. Let's see. Oh!
That bad? Yeah, I can kind of smell it from here. You know the oil pressure or the fuel gauge is on the side right here, so you can take it out.
The tank looks great.
Yeah.
So this is what's gonna make a bunch of people tickled, is how not rusty this thing actually is underneath.
You know, I seen one spot of rust. It's in that door. Over on that
Well,
side.
the rear floor pan's gone on this side. So let's disconnect the fuel tank from the pump, and we'll just put a fuel line on the pump and see if it picks up anything.
Let me go ahead and strap it up here.
Okay. Here we are, 200. This is a
that what it is?
200 cubic inch inline 6
With air.
with aftermarket air. So this whole bracket and everything is an add-on kit, along with the condenser on the front that's a little wore out, but it's still on there. And then it's got the unit that bolts under the dash. But the strut tires look good. I don't know if these do like Mustangs do, where they blow out, but all that looks good. The braces look good. Motor's really clean. It's all painted up. It's got a new fuel pump on it. Well, it looks really good. I mean, it.
Now we're gonna do something with the seats. They gotta be clean. They're nasty. They stink.
It's shiny. This is an automatic car. We didn't mention that before. Cool beans. Down there's the air unit.
If everything goes
So
right,
you've
this
got-
is a car.
You got a set of factory controls here for the heat, but then down there on that, you've got another set of controls for the dealer air or the add-on air. Odometer showing 62,000. Oh, there's both the headlight bucket or the trims back here. So we do have all the headlight trim. So we're going to disconnect the fuel tank from the pump, run a line to the pump, see if it'll pick up, check the points, and this thing will probably run. I don't see why it shouldn't.
Hardest part putting everything back on it.
Yeah, taking the time to reassemble it.
Yeah, and
Check
line
out
it
the inside of that distributor. It looks like it was just run yesterday. The plate on the car is from 1996. And there's still a little bit of wet in there.
No, it's not the factory one. Been changed. Oh, brand new oil.
That looks great.
I don't think that's a factory one. It looks like one of them. No, it says Ford, so I guess it
Yeah,
is.
that's factory.
This is the same motor you said pretty much was in David's.
Yeah, same thing that was in that Fox body.
Well, I know for a transmission is if this one's bad.
Yeah, they ran them in the Fairmonts,
Yeah.
Maverick, the early Mustang, 79, 81.
I wouldn't doubt it wasn't in a Granada.
Probably so.
Because this motor was in a bunch of stuff.
The big straight six, the 4.9 is the 300, and it went in like the Bronco F-150.
It's
F-250.
longer, right? Too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And it wouldn't probably even fit in here.
It's got a big, tall, square
yeah.
valve cover, and then it has inspection plates on the side. This one does not have any inspection plates. The internet's going to tell us we need to soak the cylinders before we spin it.
Yeah.
I can already hear them talking.
Question is, do we listen to the area? Probably.
Do we go junkyard digs or pole barn garage on it? Either way, both of them would have a can of brake clean.
Yeah.
You got any warning lights or anything come on?
Yeah. I got an oil light on.
All right, see if it goes.
Might be a solenoid.
Keep hitting it. Oh, okay.
You ready?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear nothing weird noise.
Nope, so it rotates pretty good.
Okay.
We sanded the points. We dumped some gas all over it. And what this will do is let us figure out everywhere the carburetor's leaking. All right,
You ready?
turn it over. Well, that was easy enough.
And that is a quiet motor. Hold it. Don't.
Everybody likes to talk about how good Dodge 6-cylinders are, but these little Ford 6-cylinders like this are way better.
It's probably done emptied that bowl. The less power it makes, the less it can hurt itself.
You remember that Mustang I had cranked right up?
Randy said, yes, sir. They won't blow up if they don't have the power to hurt themselves. That's why they're so great.
You can't get caught for speeding.
No, it's like a tractor. I mean, you know, it sits at 1 RPM, 8 mile an hour, and does that for 50 years.
That's a 2 extra cylinder tractor motor. That's what it is. Most of these should just have a choke kicker. Yeah, they don't even need a gas pedal. Pull it out and leave it.
So what we did was we disconnected the fuel pump down here, and I cleaned the points. And I've got a hose run up to the pump. We're gonna stick this in a bottle and see if we can get it to suck anything up and then stay running on its own. But that was either some oil in this. It looks like gear oil. It might be.
It's good for the carburetor.
It's good for ducks.
I have way more dirty dishes than I have dirty ducks.
I mean, that's true.
It lubricates the inside of the carburetor.
It's lubricating a lot of things, but that sounded really good. So let's rig up the fuel system. Now we're gonna check and see where all the fuel pump's leaking at. All right, gas is in the carb, it's in the bowl, we've got a jug. Hit it again.
It's got that heat choke on it.
They didn't even blow any crap out their exhaust. Well, it's running off the jug now for sure. Give it a little bump and see if it'll drop the idle. There it goes.
And the choke works.
Yep. All right, you shut it off. We'll check all the fluids.
Put it in gear, but you ain't got no brakes.
No, we ain't got no brakes.
You ain't got no brakes.
Got a tail light.
You're not the right socket.
Tail light. The lights for the heater control are lit up. Cluster lights come on. The right turn signal's lit up. It goes out when you turn it on. No temperature gauge. It's reading a quarter or less than an eighth of a tank of fuel. Tops it off with coolant. Let it sit here and run. Still sitting here idle, and we bumped the idle up a little bit. Dad's cleaning out all the treasures that are in the back. Oh, more emblems?
Yeah. Here's the original one right here.
There's some more up here in the dash. There's
I know you said somebody earlier.
there's two more emblems up here in the dash.
They might go on that fender.
Probably. Trunk full of parts.
Trying to get everything in front. Back there.
The tire and loading information. It's got a monthly comment sticker on it.
How about that?
Nah.
Now we can get the shop back in here and clean up on this interior. Fast forward, it got really hot out. Charlie's in the truck taking a nap with the air on. Cool off. Cousin Brandon showed up. He's a big Ford guy. We got this lower piece put on. Got the driver fender put on. They're getting the last couple bolts put in that now. I got this quarter window put in along with a piece of weather stripping, but they didn't mark the holes out right here for this, for the latch. So I got to go back and figure out where those go. And that'll take care of that. Car's still running. Up on jacks, threw some ATF in it. Got the wheels to spin, so the transmission is working. And we're slowly sorting through all this stuff. I did find the driver mirror with the little piece of, it's like a, not a shim, but just like a little rubber piece that goes between it and the door. And I found the correct bolts. So the one mirror is on there, looking good. That fender, it's tan, it's just so dusty. It was in a barn, not with the car, so definitely got to get it washed. But they're getting that on, and then we'll start assembling the bumpers. Speaking of which, they were brand new re-chromed bumpers. So we open them up. Boy, look at that. Front and rear. And we've got the little center trim piece right here that goes up. It might actually look like a car by the end of the day. We're gonna end this one right here, folks. This is what we've got. Well, not the whole video. Today, going home now. Got the grill put in it, loosely fit. Got the center support piece. Cousin Brandon dug around in the trunk and found the little metal bar that holds the, or it's a striker piece for the hood catch. And the grill's zip tied in. Bumpers are bolted on. That little trim panel is bolted in. Both the headlights are now back in it with the bezels, and the lower piece is back in too. Fender is on, the whole nine. So let's shut this thing down. You can see what it looks like all together. Oh, it looks like a car again. The motor's still running good, and then we'll drop the tank out of it. Hopefully tomorrow, though, with some more transmission fluid, what we can do is drive it out of this bay around over there to wash it, start getting it cleaned up inside and out. He picked up a bunch of the parts and stuff, but we need to finish washing the back seats, stab it back in, steam clean all the seats, vacuum up all the crap in it, you know, the usual. Found some God Bless America magnets in the back. But yeah, it's got a face again. So I'm gonna stop here and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. We're back on day 2 of the Ford Maverick. Here it is behind us. I have looked all morning for my tripod, and I don't know where my tripod is. It has just disappeared somewhere. So this is making it harder to film since I can't just prop you guys up somewhere. Anyway, today so far this morning anyway, I've been installing the weather stripping in the driver's side door. We had all these boxes with new parts in it. Here's some 70 to 77 Maverick 2-door roof side rail weather stripping. So I got this piece installed. It's got these little clips that go in here, and then the little white snap fasteners, and then it separates into 2 pieces, goes all the way up and across. Whoa! Y'all are trying to fly out of my hand. Comes down through here, separates again. I've got all that put on. I think there's a separate piece of trim that's supposed to run up this part of the A-pillar. Got all that put on. I still have this piece for the passenger side that's got to be put on. I have this massive roll of this stuff, which one piece of it was cut to fit the rear quarter glass on this side. So I bet it's also got to be cut to fit the passenger side. I don't have the window in yet over there, but I'm going to work on that too because we're going to wash the car today. Back here at the back, I have an extraction pump hooked up because what we're doing right now is getting all the fuel out of the tank. It was reading about like an eighth of a tank of fuel. Oh, emergency alert. Eighth of a tank of fuel. So I've been pumping that out. The gauge dropped, so it does read. I think it's about empty, which is good. And we may have forgotten some pieces. Some of the stuff may still be at the guy's house between those buildings. And he said if we're missing anything, to come back and we can dig through and look. So we found everything so far, but who knows? I'm gonna jump back into the weather stripping and the passenger side rear quarter window. And if I can find my damn tripod, I'll set you guys up so you can time lapse, watch me do it in super fast Sonic mode. If not, then I'll just have to cut into clips. So we drained out all that crap out of the tank. We dumped about 4 gallons or so of fresh fuel in it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but the fuel gauge did move up to about 1/4 of a tank, so the gauge is working. Dad got some new fuel lines. One from the end of the tank. There's our filter. You don't want to run a plastic filter because the heat from the engine can melt those and catch the car on fire. But we didn't know what the inside of these fuel lines and tank were going to look like. So we got a cheap plastic filter to run it for right now. We're not going to drive it with this. But as you can see, the fuel looks great coming out of it. It's pumping and it's running off its tank now. So that means we can put the air cleaner and all that stuff back on it. So over here, I got this window put in. It's rubbing a little on that trim, but I don't have a lot of adjustment, so I might have to tweak something on the hinges. But it's on there. The weather stripping is in there. And now I got to put the weather stripping in for the top of this door. And we'll be making some good headway. But it's running off its own tank. So here it goes. It's all put together. Dad's about to pull it out for the first time under its own power. Hey, well, it's got drive. Oh, bump the throttle. Choke was still on.
They ain't coming up there, are they?
No, he's got the whole road blocked.
I probably think it makes a good U-turn. Right?
Probably. Go right a little bit and then left. Oh, yeah. All right.
Right there? Further up?
Maybe back a little bit. Yeah. Oh, it moved. In.
I want to turn the AC on.
In and out. Oh, turn it on.
Well, over here said dust on it.
Oh.
The question is how to turn it on.
Oh, I heard it.
I heard the compressor come on.
Is the fan blowing?
Yeah.
I bet all the way left is probably coldest.
That's how the fan is.
Okay. That's probably going to be max cold.
Yeah. Let the AC come on.
Which means you could charge it.
Yeah.
one quick wash down later. There's still a bunch of stuff in the paint, unfortunately. But I'm gonna go get some cutting compound and some new pads here in a little while, because some of it you can see is coming out. It's just, it sat in that garage for so long and it was oily and dusty in there. And then he works on tractors, so he was painting tractors and stuff in it. And I think overspray just kind of got in it. So with it being halfway washed, yes, we did the roof. That's just, ugh. We're gonna stop on the outside, jump on the inside. I'm gonna get this thing vacuumed out, start wiping everything down. Oh my God, the dome light works. Hey, the dome light works. Yeah. Get these door panels all cleaned up. So let's get started. Got the interior all wiped down, the mat put back in it, door cards wiped down, dash wiped down. Got the rear seat sitting in there. The back part's already bolted in. I gotta have Dad help me lock the bottom in. Look at it. Next up, I'm gonna pop the trunk. We're gonna get the rear bumper put back on this thing. But it's gonna need to be tweaked a little bit to get the alignment just right on it, but it's on there. Sharp looking little thing. Day 3 has commenced on the little Ford Maverick. And I don't know if you can tell on this side, but I have started cutting it. You can really tell here on the fender. Like I said, I've cut this whole fender down. I can't do anything about the burnt clear or the huge scratches, but I got some pretty good rough cutting compound that's burning through a bunch of the other stuff. And that's our finished product there, and the hood is untouched. So this is the worst side. I haven't done anything up here yet. Still really hazy, a lot of overspray. But look at it from this angle. You see that? There's a lot of shine on this fender. I went ahead and did the upper half of the door and the quarter panel. I'm doing from the body line up. Dad's finishing a Jeep on the other side, and then we're gonna put the car on the rack, and I'll raise it up so that I'm eye level to do the rockers and the quarters, or the rockers and the lower portion. I didn't feel like laying down on the floor, bending over that much. I started a little spot on the trunk right here that you can't really tell. I just started with it, so I didn't know how hard to go and how deep to cut, but we're getting there. And if you take anything away from this, I know nothing about bodywork. I don't know anything about paint. I'm just a mechanic. I am not a body dog, but we're getting it figured out. I watched a couple videos. Junkyard Diggs had a couple on that Oldsmobile and with his dad. So took a couple notes from that, a little bit of Google searching, and this is what I'm doing. That's why I don't really want to show you guys, because everybody's an expert on the internet, and just let me have fun with our cheap little car. All right. So I'm gonna get back onto it, and I'm gonna start working my way across and back around. But yeah, it is definitely shining up. Here's where we've gotten. Driver's side's done except for the lower portion still. Got the hood finished, and this is all just with the cutting compound. I've still got to go back over it and polish everything when it's done. I got a little spot here in the fender I'm not happy with. A little spot here above the door handle and across this little top piece. And I'm working into the quarter now. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm covered in polish and dust and wax and everything. So I'm going home. Now we will catch you guys in the morning. Back again, like Shady, with some new pads. We're stocked up again. We're gonna put it on the lift this morning, start knocking this thing out, get it done. The brake hardware came in this morning, all but one wheel cylinder, so we're down one cylinder that we have. But Dad says it should be in today. We do have all the brake lines and all that good stuff. So we're gonna put it over here on the other bay, get it up in the air, and get as much of this thing done as we possibly can today. Let's move it to the other side. Yeah. Did we scoot this seat forward? Sure feels like. Oh god, there we go. Ugh. One pump this time. Yeah. Yeah, she's up in the air. There's our brand new 206. New motor mounts. Whole nine. Starting to work on the brakes. Got both front wheels off. Dad's already pulled the outer bearing off of this side. We're working to try to get these drums freed up. That would be a-okay. We're gonna pull the whole thing off and just do it all. Now that we've got all the right parts. Driver's side is off. We didn't have to pull the bearing with this one. It separated just fine. The shoes look really good. You can still see writing on them. The adjuster down here is still shiny, just starting to corrode a little bit. And then the spring hardware down here looks new. So I think the brakes had been done on this during this little halfway restoration the car was undergoing. The wheel cylinders, of course, we will replace because we're in here, and it's the same situation on the back. Look at these tiny little drums. Like, my freaking hand's bigger than these things. The shoes look good. They look pretty new. Everything looks pretty good in here. Once again, gonna change the wheel cylinders and all the rubber lines. Got one wheel cylinder in, so I'll put back together. I've got to put this brake line on and then move to the back. Got this side all put back together. Just a little bit of drag on it. Finito. Now onto the driver's side rear. Back here, the line that comes from our new wheel cylinder, the hard line to the little valve in the center, it snapped off when I was trying to get it out of the old wheel cylinder. So Dad had to run to the store, and luckily they had us a piece of line in stock. I gotta bend it to fit in here, but that won't be too bad. It just comes out of the back, down across the U-bolts, up underneath there, and then up into that split. We're back with all the parts now. Got the wheel cylinder, and the brake line came in for the driver front. And in case you're wondering why we took the entire hub off earlier for the passenger side, my nose itched. Thank you guys. We had a broken stud from where I tried to free the wheels up when we were dragging it out of that barn. I put a pry bar between it and just snapped it clean off, unfortunately. So we ordered a new stud, and as you can see, I just pressed the old one out, pressed the new one in, so Dad can get over here, and he's going to stab the wheel hub back on, get that tightened down, put some new grease in it, and then the drum can go on. That is everything for this side. This side's ready to rock and roll. And then I'm over here, so I got to put the new wheel cylinder in and put the brake line on. I had to heat that metal line up really, really hot to get it to break loose. But no broken lines up front, knock on wood. All four wheel cylinders are new, brake lines are new, everything's buttoned up, tightened up, ready to go. We're gonna fill the master with fluid. This was a new master at one point, you know, so we don't have one of those, but this one did bleed when we tried it the other day, and it was holding pressure, so I think it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get one ordered though, but this is what we could work with in a week's time. So we're day 4 of putting this car back together from what you saw in the beginning. So, you know, we're getting there. We're gonna fill it up with fluid. I'm gonna jump in there and start pumping. Dad's gonna start cracking them loose, and let's see if we get a pedal. Time to put the wheels back on. We bled the brakes, all 4 corners, starting, you know, at the rear. Everything bled really good. The pedal feels good. There's a little bit of drag in the drums. I left them loose, so they've walked themselves out. These are auto adjusters. Whether or not all that stuff works, I don't know. It felt good. Felt like it's gonna work. So I don't have time to clean these wheels up. I wish I had something to clean them up with, but for right now, they're just gonna have to go back on. They need tires anyway. We do, however, have new lug nuts. We have 4 new lug nut, or four sets of 4 new lug nuts that came with the car. So we're gonna put those on with the wheels, see how it looks. Hood's down, fluids checked. The rear quarter windows are bungeed closed. Let's see what happens. We've got a brake pedal. Let's see if it actually works. Holding the brake. Nothing behind us? No, okay, buffer's gone. All right. Oh, it stops.
And it stops.
Oh, it stops. Good.
That thumping noise you hear is that tag light getting.
Yeah. Oh, it's stopping. Feels a little funny in the front. One of them might be grabbing before the...
Sound when you mash it right there, sound like that in the kitchen.
It might be. Oh, but it's stopping. They low?
No, but we should have. That one over, I think.
Yeah.
It just stopped at something.
Yeah, it's still low on fluid.
Maybe got enough to drive it around. And now, rest of them ain't catching.
But it stops.
Rest of them catching.
It feels like it.
That one locked up more than the rest of them.
The adjustment.
Yeah.
Speedometer works. These tires feel square. Oh my gosh. But it's moving. It's Dad's turn to take it around the block. I told you that pedal, it's got a pedal. Yeah. The whole car feels way different. Yeah. Yeah. Now one's grabbing a little more. I think we're gonna chop this one off right here, folks, on the little 71 Ford Maverick. So we've got the car running. We do technically have it driving. We have brakes. And the reason I'm stopping here is because it's time to order parts online. I can't get anything else local through my local parts stores for this car. So I've got a broken drum on the driver or passenger front. It's got a crack in it, probably where I beat the ever living snot out of it with a sledgehammer trying to free it up when we were getting it out of that barn. Now I understood that there could be casualties of war by doing that, but we had to get it out of there somehow. And that just happened to be the way it worked. So we have a running 71 Maverick. It is holding fluids. It has great brakes, even with the broken drum and the warp that's in it. It's got a shake. We'll still need to do an adjustment on them. These tires are from 1995. don't know if I mentioned that or not. They don't feel like a circle anymore. It feels like an octagon when you drive it. It's just blah, 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 blah. So it's gonna need 4 tires. I don't know. They're 14s. I think I'd like to use these wheels for now since they're on it, get them polished. 190, let's see, what was it? 195/70 14. And then we're ready to cruise this thing through the summer. So we gave $3,000 for the car itself, and then spent whatever we've spent, a few $100 at least, in miscellaneous parts, hardware, fluids, bolts, all that crazy stuff. What do you think, folks? It's got a clean title. I don't know if I mentioned that. Clean title. Fully rebuilt engine and everything in it. Still need to put the leather conditioner on the seats. But man, camera just doesn't do it justice. Or maybe it does, I don't know. All I know is it's 90 something degrees out here today. I'm hot, I'm tired, I'm dirty, I'm ready to go home. We're gonna probably drive this car actually home tomorrow, which is Friday. Even with the brake on the front, having a crack in it, I mean, it is what it is. It's not cracked through the flat part where the pads actually meet. It's broken on the edge. So it's not the end of the world. Like I said, they do got hot spots in them. You can feel it grabbing. And like I said, the tires are a little sketchy. So if we do that, we're gonna take the long way home with it out and through the country. And I might film that, I might not. But as far as this video, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you everybody who has watched. If you've watched this far, go down there, subscribe if you'd like to. Drop a comment down below, let me know what you think. But it came out of a barn and it drove out of a shop 4 days. So thank you all for watching.